Alright, so hopefully the color is better on this video. Anyways, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Rollicool 12,000 BTU portable AC unit. Yeah, that was a mouthful. I think I might also start calling these my quiet time, low light reviews. I don't know. It's a thought and process. Anyways, thanks for stopping by on this video, and if you find this video to be helpful, or if you have any questions, make sure you ask them down below. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for more reviews and some vlogs here and there. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, so a lot of people liked my old Honeywell portable AC unit review, and since then my wife and I have upgraded to a new portable AC unit that we actually like more than the Honeywell portable AC unit. That's the Rollicool 12,000 BTU unit. And it's crazy because this unit is 12,000 BTUs versus the 10,000 of that Honeywell AC unit that we have. And this thing is almost half the price of that. And to us, it works better. To us, it is better. So let's get into reviewing this thing. So first off, I'm going to start off with a list of the pros for this AC unit. And to start things off, I want to talk about how this AC unit is relatively light for its size. So it hasn't been too difficult for me to transfer it around our two-story condo, between the up and down stairs of this condo, because we only have two AC units and the Honeywell is in the baby's nursery. So for the Rollicool, I am constantly carrying it up and down a flight of stairs because when we're not in our bedroom, we want it to be in the living room to help cool it down. So I have to say, with it being lighter than the Honeywell AC unit that we have, it's been really nice on my back and the rest of my old man body parts. One thing I do have to mention though is that the AC unit's handles on the side can be a little difficult to get a good grip on, especially if you have like big hands, big fingers, fat fingers. Well, actually, I don't know if fat fingers make a difference, but it can be a little difficult to carry it around, especially up and down a flight of stairs. So if you're going to do that, my suggestion is to make sure that your hands are dry. There's nothing slippery on your hands that will make it so it will slip out of your hands, because it will do it. The grips on the side, they are not that plentiful. I can only get like a knuckle in there, maybe. That's not very deep, but for me, it gets the job done. Every day I bring it up and down a flight of stairs. Now for the second pro of this unit is that it is a smart AC unit. So that means it can be linked up to the Amazon Alexa. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it can link up to the Google Home or the Siri of the world. But Alexa is probably the best. Sorry, I got it started. But the A word is probably the best smart home device controller hub that you can get right now. At least to me, in my experience, the A word, the A smart assistant, is the best smart home assistant that you can get right now. It's very feature packed. And with it having this smart features, it makes it great for a lazy person like me, because for other portable AC units or other AC units in general, you either have the remotes, or I actually don't know if any AC units come without remotes nowadays, but keep a spot for this remote, not lose it, and have it in an easily accessible spot to be able to use your AC unit at a, I guess, reasonable time frame. Whereas having the smart feature, I could just talk to the A word and ask her to turn it on, turn it off, set a temperature. And the great thing about that smart feature is that if you have a word device that has a screen on it, when you ask it to do something for the AC unit, it will also give you the current temperature inside the room, given from the actual AC unit, because it does keep track of the ambient temperature in the room. Now, I know some people will say, why don't you just use the remote? And I mean, like I said, I'm a lazy person. I don't want to have to get out of bed if I don't have to. And plus, say I'm coming home from somewhere and I want to start cooling down the house, I can just open up the A word app on my phone and just ask it to turn on the AC unit. Or you can use the actual app for the AC unit to turn it on. So you have two different options of turning the AC unit on and off. And this is great because, like I said, you don't have to keep track of another remote or get up and do it manually yourself. You can have it turn on and off by your voice, by an app, whether you're home or on your way home. It's great. Now, one thing I do wish in regards to the smart feature side is that it did support more things than the A word. I do wish it could support like Apple HomeKit and Google Home, just so people can have more options on what kind of smart home assistant they want to use, because not everybody wants to use the A word. I mean, that's kind of a con. We're on a pro, so let's move on to the next pro of this AC unit, and that is that it's relatively quiet. It's at least as quieter than our old Honeywell AC unit. Now, hopefully you were able to kind of tell how it sounds through the video clip that I kind of put in there, but I've gotten comments from other people stopping by our home telling us that the AC unit is actually really quiet, and they really like that, because some other people's portable AC units are fairly loud and they don't really like it, but our unit is pretty quiet. And we really like it. This is especially good for people that, I guess, are sharing rooms. I remember having a comment on my Honeywell unit asking me how loud it is, and unfortunately, even though that unit does have like a nighttime sleep mode, it's still fairly loud, especially now that I have a form of reference with this Rollicool AC unit, that it's definitely a bit louder than this Rollicool AC unit. It's pretty quiet. I mean, it's not whisper quiet, but considering other AC units, at least the two that I've been in, well, at least the four I've been in contact with, it's very quiet. Now, the next pro of this AC unit is that it keeps the areas larger than its recommended space cool. Like I said earlier, I bring the AC unit between up and down the stairs. Downstairs is the living room, and the living room is definitely bigger than 450 square feet. To be, I guess, I can't think of the word. I guess to be a little conservative, I'd say that the living room is about 700 square feet. Maybe bigger, maybe smaller. It's around there. I don't know. I don't really know how to measure it, but it's definitely bigger than our bedroom. It's about, I don't know, 2 or 3 of our bedrooms combined. So I'm saying it's about 700 square feet, maybe bigger, but this AC unit definitely does a great job keeping the living room cool. It actually tends to keep it around 10 to 15 degrees cooler than it is outside, which is great considering that the living room is larger than the 450 square foot radius that this AC unit is rated for. If you keep it in a smaller room that is about 450 square feet or less, it definitely keeps the room about 15 to 20 degrees cooler than it is outside, which is great. A commenter on the Honeywell AC unit review was asking me questions about that, so I figured I should include in this video. One other pro for this AC unit is something that I don't think people typically think of, is that the bright touchscreen is great to have, especially in the dark. Our Honeywell AC unit, the buttons do not light up, so if it's like pitch black in the room, it's definitely hard to figure out which buttons do what without shining a light on the unit, so we can figure out, you know, if we want to increase the fan speed, lower it, increase the temperature, lower the temperature, you know, all that stuff. Whereas this Rollicool AC unit is completely touchscreen and all the buttons light up, so you know exactly what button you're pushing if you're doing it physically. You know, if you're not doing it through the app where you have all the controls. If you want to get up and do it yourself, like you're just so happen to walk by it and you figured, hey, I want to kind of adjust some settings on it, it's definitely great to have the touchscreen on there that's illuminated at all times, so it's easy for you to pick your options. And like I said, this is great to have so you don't have to shine a light and possibly wake up anybody else in the area. The last pro for this AC unit is that it's very affordable. Considering, you know, how expensive portable AC units typically are, this unit is very cheap compared to its competitors, which I love, especially with all the features it has, like the illuminated touchscreen, the smart home enabled features of it, the app, the fact that it's 12,000 BTU, so it covers a greater square footage room. This AC unit is great, and it's quiet. All right, now we're going to talk about some of the cons of this AC unit. The first con that I've come across with this unit, and we've owned this unit for a couple months now, I think, is that the oscillating fan feature is broken. Now, the first day it was working, and it was great because it would take the air and just kind of go side to side where they're spreading the cold air across the room. That was great. Unfortunately, now the feature broke. It no longer oscillates, and I think that broke on like the second or third day it stopped working. So that really sucks. Although, I mean, for the price, I guess, I don't know, maybe that's something to be expected, but it really sucks that on the second or third day something broke on it. Definitely wasn't user error. I don't know what happened to it. I may have just gotten a lemon. I don't know, but that's just something to look out for with this AC unit. The next con that I have with this unit is that if something does break, that means that you have to pay for shipping to ship it back to the retailer in order for them to fix it. And I'm not somebody that's used to shipping huge products like this, like, you know, not something that could just fit in a normal size package or a normal size box, but a huge AC unit. I'm not really sure how to do it, and I can't imagine it's very cheap to do it because of the weight of the package and how difficult it could be to wrap it up in a box to send it out. You know, you have to get a big enough box for it, which I don't even know where to find a big enough box for it. I really wish I saved the old box for it. And so to me, that just really sucks. You know, I really wish that there was a physical location that I could just bring the unit to, or that they would pay for the shipping themselves. I mean, it's their unit. A lot of other companies will pay for shipping of products back to them, like Apple. The other day, my wife upgraded her phone, and they sent a box for us to ship her old phone back to them to trade it in, which is great. So that really sucks. It can be quite pricey, and you know, you're already spending a few $100s on one of these units, and they want you to spend however X many more dollars to ship it back out to them if it's broken while it's under warranty. It's really not that great. And this leads me to another con of this unit, and that is the build quality of it. It doesn't feel like it's a very high build quality. It's a little more, I don't know, more flimsy plastic, especially compared to our Honeywell AC unit, where that feels a little more solid. This unit feels a little more fragile, so definitely be careful if you're transferring it around places. I mean, especially since our oscillating feature broke and we don't even know why or how. And, you know, talking about the build quality kind of leads me into another con of it, and that's the cheapness of the unit, which I guess still goes into the build quality of the unit. And one of the cheapness factors that I really don't like of this unit is that the tubing in it comes out very easily. So you'll notice whenever you're transferring it around or something, sometimes the tubing and the actual connecting ports will sometimes just blow out and come off, and it's kind of a problem when it doesn't stay in there. It's kind of an annoyance. I'm not sure why it does that, or if there's really any way to kind of alleviate that issue, but it can be very annoying to have that thing pop out from time to time. Just something to look out for and be careful about. Another cheapness factor I don't like about this unit is that the doors to the actual ventilation area, it's a manual open and close. It doesn't automatically open and close like some other AC units, like the Honeywell AC unit, where the top actually opens and closes automatically when you turn the unit on and off. This unit, you either just always leave it open or close it manually. We always leave ours open because, I mean, it's kind of a pain to have to open and close it every time we want to use it. It just really sucks that that's not automated. It's just seems like a cheap feature to kind of skimp out on, but I guess for this price, it makes sense why the ventilation door isn't automated like other AC units. Anyways, those are all the pros and cons of this AC unit that I could think of in our around 2-month ownership of the unit. All in all, my wife and I really love it. Those cons really don't outweigh the pros of this unit for us. We love the smart feature. We love how quiet it is. I love how light it is, considering since I have to carry it up and down a flight of stairs almost every single day. And it actually works really well in the larger room area that it's actually rated for, so it's always a plus. All in all, we love this unit. I definitely recommend this unit over the Honeywell AC unit that I reviewed in the past. And I don't know, I guess tell me what you think of it down below. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask me down below and I will do my best to answer them. Yeah, I guess that's the end of this low quality tech review. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next tech review video. Peace.